I'm fairly sure of that.
I like how he's so full of himself.
However,
the rap, he's just like, it's lit! So, you guys are back from the SCP Foundation, as I can tell. Y'all, I really love checking these out. Like, I feel like they're just like a kryptonite for me, bro. I've actually started diving into more, and I've just been like searching on like YouTube just for different types of SCPs. I've been checking out other YouTubers, and there's this one that just came out a few hours ago, but I was working. But we are not reacting to Dr. Bob this time, but we will be doing that again. We are actually checking out somebody called The Rubber, and we are watching SCP-4000 Taboo. Now guys, I will link this in the description below. I'm really excited just to see like what this is about. Looks like some type of bunny with like a vampire hand. But outside of that, guys, I'm into trying new things just for the sake of the channel. I just like seeing different things that we can exfoliate and put on here. But however, y'all know I'm going to do my analysis, my what if scenarios. But let's just dive back into it. So without further ado, y'all, let's get it.
Viewer discretion is advised. A strong breeze moves through the house.
Wait, where's his
Neither
face?
of them speaks for
oh,
half
never
a
mind.
minute.
There it is.
The rabbit man grunts and then places a hand to its head, as if
The rabbit man.
Dr. Jappers places his hand against the teapot. Hello, everybody.
Why is it a rabbit man?
Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Keto Class Object SCP-4000.
I already did subscribe.
SCP-4000, also known as Taboo, is a forest world with numerous anomalous creatures.
Okay,
When
I like the
looking
animation.
at
It's very creative and
SCP-4000,
colorful.
Any person, place, or thing inside it, one may not use names or titles to describe them. Instead, one may only use a unique, drawn-out description. For example,
An eraser?
the woods where you need to speak carefully, or
Right.
the glen of stolen names. At least one exploration of SCP-4000 needs to take place per year. To enter 4000, subjects need to perform a certain ritual. No!
Wouldn't be a part of it.
Ritual,
I'm not into that voodoo crap.
The opening of a dilapidated brick well fixed into the forest floor. The only way to reliably traverse the unusual terrain is by walking down a single dirt path.
Well, if anything to do with rituals, you can count me out.
Traversed in a single direction. And any attempt by subjects to turn back and return the way they came will result in loss of contact.
What?
The only way for a subject to safely exit the woods is by walking its entire length and returning to the place where they began, which happens to be all the way at the opposite end. The anomalous creatures that live in 4000 often undergo changes in physical structure when unobserved, which has made it difficult for researchers to determine the scope of the entities that inhabit the planet.
So they can just
Some are often
shapeshift.
confused with newer iterations of those previously documented. These creatures claim they have no control over these changes and frequently express dissatisfaction when they occur. Some of the creatures are hostile, but
Little Red
others
Riding
are
Hood.
trustworthy. If someone uses a consistent name or title for SCP-4000 or any singular person, place, or thing inside it, weird things happen.
This is different.
One might
Never
experience
seen an
hallucinations
SCP that can
or
shapeshift
appearances
into
of
like
4,000
humans
creatures and their matter in the real
as a
world.
disguise.
There are strict rules that subjects must follow when enter 4000. Among them are a few hand-picked rules that all subjects who enter should always remember. Don't call anything, including yourself, by a consistent name or answer to a consistent name. Politely decline non-physical gifts or attempts to initiate a trade. You may accept food offered to you, but do not consume it yourself. If a creature appears to require your assistance, consider its appearance before choosing to help. If the entity appears threatening, do whatever is necessary to aid it. If the entity appears attractive or harmless, do not approach.
No, duh.
The following is the
You
conversation.
know the mermaids that be acting all
Jappers
like
and
touchy,
a SCP
and then they want to eat your
creature
flesh, man.
known as
Y'all
the
watch
Rabbit
Pirates of the Caribbean. Y'all know what I'm
This
talking about.
conversation was transcribed over the course of several years. In 2005, the first expedition into the forest, Dr. Eugene Jappers had met the gentleman with the leporine visage. Good morning, strange traveler.
I can speak?
Good morning. It's nice to see a new face around these parts. How is your name? I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
Huh.
I'm merely asking how your name is. My name has smelt of raspberries lately, I think, or snapdragons perhaps. It's so hard to tell these days, but one tries.
What?
My apologies. I'm afraid my name has tasted rather tart as of late. No, I'm the one who should apologize. I shouldn't have pried. It's quite all right.
Why is
It's
it
been lovely to
speaking
meet
like
you,
this?
But I must be on my way. Must you, though? My home is close by, and I was hoping to invite you in for tea.
Nope.
I'm terribly sorry, but unfortunately, I cannot stop at this moment. Perhaps another day. Very well. Until next time, stranger whose name tastes rather tart. 3 years later, Dr. Jappers met with Rabbit Man again during his 4th expedition.
Dang.
Dr. Jappers crests a hill and discovers his hair-like acquaintance tending to a patch of cabbages. Good afternoon,
Growing his
stranger.
food.
Except, pardon me, we've met before, haven't we? Good afternoon.
This dude knows English.
Yes.
I'm
3 years ago,
I'm
if
just
memory serves.
bamboozled.
I remember now. You ran off in quite a hurry. You're not from here. What woods are you from?
Don't
I
say.
do not come from any woods. Nonsense. Certainly, you have trees where you're from, do you not? We do have trees, but they're very sparse. Most of the land is covered in homes and businesses. Then they are inferior woods, but
You
woods
wouldn't.
nonetheless.
I
Tell me,
wouldn't have said
how
that.
did you get here? I see you have an inquiring mind. I would like to ask you a question, if that's all right. Pardon my lack of manners. I consider myself something of a scholar, you see, and I get a bit excited when I have a chance to learn of forests outside my own.
Oh
By all
boy.
means, pose your question. When we last met, you said it had become difficult to describe your name. Do you have any theories for why that may be? I can only assume it's because of how long we've been apart.
This is
My
insane.
name and I, that is. It was a good name, a proud name. I'm fairly sure of that.
I like how he's so
But by
full
this
of
point,
himself.
However,
The rabbit's
it's
just
probably
like,
decayed from its former grandeur, if it even still exists.
and the little meme
Now,
animations they
fellow
put.
scholar, you must answer my previous question. I came through the old well at the end of the footpath. I am presently perambulating. Oh my, it's been quite some time. I'll be frank, I thought all the old allies had died out. Did your grandfather or some such relation have a lover out there?
Uh-oh.
My deepest apologies. I'm afraid I cannot answer that question. I understand. I'd invite you to my cottage for tea. But
Again?
I suppose that's not possible for you, is it? Take this and be on your way. Thank you very much.
Don't eat it.
Dr. Jappers later used the cabbage leaf to feed a creature resembling a field mouse,
Uh-huh.
which in turn aided him on his travels.
Oh,
In
that's
2013,
smart.
Dr. Jappers was sent in again for the 9th time in hopes to
Bro!
conduct a more thorough
How many times they
interview
gonna send
with
this
the
man in
rabbit
here?
Additionally, Dr. Jappers was granted special permission to make false statements for the sake of facilitating conversation.
Makes
During this
sense.
first encounter, the fluffy one was quite susceptible to deception, and Dr. Jappers wanted to exploit this weakness. This time, traveling along the way of weary adventure, Dr. Jappers encounters a small white cottage with a thatched roof.
Oh, it's his
A
house.
small opening in the shape of a rabbit's head is cut
Yep.
into the front door. Dr.
Now, I'm not gonna
Jappers
lie. I like
accepted
how
it.
it's like a documentary.
Hello? Is anyone
And
home?
the display, how it
Yes,
catches
1
the,
minute.
you know, the reactor's
Exactly
attention.
1 minute passed.
It's so
The
colorful.
door opened. Ah, we meet again. Please, come in, come in.
I'm still surprised
You
that the
have
thing can
lovely
talk.
I suppose it was just meant to be temporary, or at least until things cooled down on the other side. But, well, you know. I'm afraid I don't know. Would you
Yeah.
like some help? No, 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 no.
That's
you just
smart.
have yourself
Offering
a
for
seat
help.
at the table over there while I get the tea ready for us.
Don't drink
You're
that
most
tea.
kind. Tell me, could you explain what you meant by cooled down? Your relations didn't tell you the full story, I suppose, about the turmoil that drove us here.
Turmoil.
Was there a war? My grandparents told me there were wars, but I never knew of one with you and your kind.
Huh.
It doesn't surprise me. There are very few, even in these woods, who still remember. Memory is the burden of the old, I suppose. But yes,
That got a little bit of
young
backstory.
lad, in a form quite different from the one I possess now, I lived on the other
Possess?
end of the well. It's where I was born. In fact, it's where I grew up. And if I dare to dream, where I will someday return. Why don't you, then? I can't. Not unless I could know for certain that I'd be welcomed back. I'm sure you don't know this, since they keep themselves hidden, but there are those who would destroy me at their first chance.
Yeah.
My apologies. These are dark memories. I'm sure you don't want to hear about them.
No, keep going.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
These things are of interest to me. I am a fellow scholar, remember? As you wish, fellow scholar.
Look at his lips.
Until the tea is cold. Much as it grieves me to say it, we were betrayed. We had fought side by side, you know, in the war against that factory. We had done nothing but help them. And what did they do? They destroyed us. They took so many of our lives and all of our names.
Dang.
Some of us fled here when the war was just beginning. But not many. Not many. Still, though, I don't hate them. I'm glad for that. I'd imagine so. There are some old fogies around these parts who bear a grudge against the whole species.
I don't blame them.
I know you're not all bad. There were many who sheltered us and fought for us. There were even some who died for us.
Yeah.
Some came to live here amongst us, rest their souls. I, myself, courted a human once upon a time. He came to visit a time or two, but I never saw him after that. I still wonder now and again if he fell at the hand of an unkind neighbor, or if he merely stopped caring to see me. But it's no matter now.
This thing actually have feelings.
Rattling on about old flames. Certainly, such things are of no interest to you, fellow scholar. On the contrary, I'd like to hear more of these stories.
Yeah, I would
The life
too.
of you and your people is of great interest to me. A strong breeze moves through the house.
Oh, there it goes again.
Neither of them speaks for half a minute. The rabbit man grunts and places a hand to its head, as if in pain. Dr. Jappers places his hand against the teapot. It appears the tea has gotten cold. I think it's time for me to leave. What? You're leaving? I should leave too then.
Huh?
No. I'll be going alone, thank you. It's abrupt, yes, and I'm grievously sorry to do this, but I really must be going. I believe I'm long overdue to return home. Stop. What have you done? I don't know who... What happened to my name?
Huh?
I can't. Dr. Jappers quickly exits the house.
I'm
Rabbit Man
confused.
whimpers and looks at its hands as he leaves. It does taste rather tart. After the encounter, Dr. Jappers successfully returned to Site-08, but was later reported missing.
What?
Investigations into his disappearance and current whereabouts have been inconclusive. However, the Foundation found some white fur on his expedition gear. All right, I know you're now confused and lost.
Yeah,
So
explain, elaborate,
Remember
please.
in the beginning, we listed a few rules to follow when someone enters SCP-4000?
Yeah,
We
I
emphasized
remember.
the fact that you can never call anything by a consistent name or answer to a consistent name. But unfortunately, Dr. Jappers referred to himself as a fellow scholar and accepted when the rabbit also referred to him as a fellow scholar. One too many times. After the strong breeze moved through the house, their identities had been swapped. The human who should really be Dr. Jappers is now the rabbit man, while the one who later gets up and leaves to come back to our world was previously the rabbit man.
That's
It's
insane!
been proven
I didn't
that
see the shadow!
SCP-4000 is stealing names from people. But who are they
Dang!
really? Why are they trying to steal names? And how did SCP-4000 appear to this world?
So he's just
We will
roaming?
explain all of this in part 2.
Oh, you gotta be
Check
kidding,
out
that's
the new
it?
animation channel
Oh,
of
come
Rubber
on!
Pants, where I
Come
share
on
my
now!
story, thoughts, and opinions.
No
Just click
freaking
on the link in the
way!
description to enter the Rubber's world. Before we end this video, we are proud to present these incredibly sweet pieces of fan art. A big thank
Oh
you
yeah,
to
these
all
are
of you.
great.
You can now send us your fan art, and we will be more than happy to show off your best art piece in our next video.
Oh,
Check
that's
out
cool.
our description below on how to submit. I hope you enjoyed
Shout out to the
today's
fan
video.
art.
Which SCP do you want to see in the next video, and why it is interesting? Let us know in the comment below.
Heck, I
We
want to
will
see the
draw
next
your
one of
story and
this!
Share it with the world. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Please share it to your friends.
Already done.
Like this video. Thank
Already
you
done.
so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Dang. Bro, that blew my mind. Bro, he said you can't, wow. He said there are a couple of rules that you cannot do when encountering with these SCPs. Can we just talk about the fact that the SCP had feelings and was talking? Like, dude, he knew English, or he, she, it, whatever they want to identify as. They talked about how there was, once upon a time ago, there was a war between them, and they used to fight side by side. There were betrayers, and then there was people who were like ride or die. I thought that was pretty cool, and then they all fled to like a forest to hide. And then the one thing that really shocked my mind was not only could they talk, they encountered with a lot of people, and they were friendly, and then some were like, you know, mean and held grudges. I just found it so suspenseful towards the end. The bunny, the hare, said, hey, I don't remember my name. I was like, wait, what? How did you forget your name? What's going on? And then he said, list a few rules. I remembered all the previous ones, but I didn't remember that one prior. He said, you cannot accept the name too many times. And when the wind came in, they swapped personalities. I was like, and I did not see the bunny shadow when he was walking back to the well. I was like, dang. So this dude literally swapped personalities with him. There's no telling if the original bunny, like, still roaming around somewhere, or if he just swapped. Like, now, he could have just swapped right then and there, but also, in theory, he could have already been somewhere else and somebody else just swapped. Wow. It really threw me off when he said, remember how they said don't address your name that many times, or, you know, certain things. They swapped, and now that dude's stuck there. And the other guy's just walking around living his life. I found that insane. If I was even in this scenario, I wouldn't even be working here. Y'all know this, but if I had to do it, man, I wouldn't be doing anything with no ritual. Because that's just, no, that's beyond. That's just something I don't do, and that's something I don't affiliate with. That's something that you shouldn't play with. If I was in the well, and I saw like an SCP that was talking to me, I get my research, but I would only just do it one time. And I'd be like, look, y'all don't have to send somebody else, because I can't keep going back to that rascal. I don't seen him way too many times. And he said he found other people too. That was the crazy part about it. Outside of that, y'all, if I were to watch another SCP, this one is a lot more interesting. Now, the SCPs that we watched with Dr. Bob, they're more about creatures, about how they, like, you know, feed or like have a license to kill. This one from this developer, it's very creative, I want to say, because these things have like personalities, they have mixed emotions, they have speech. It's something brand new and shocking towards me. But however, guys, it's gonna wrap it up for today's episode of Skylight Reaction. Y'all let me know which other ones you want me to see in the comment section below. I just cannot believe on how they just formulated all of that together. That was the most interesting, creative SCP that I ever watched. I know that some that were pretty like horrific and shocking towards me, but as far as creativity, oh, this one is a winner. This is like got the grand prize. But if y'all want me to react to this guy a bit more, or y'all want me to check out more in general, y'all let me know in the comment section below. Just know that I'm on 12-hour shifts now because of work. But that's why these uploads are getting late. But if you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do for your boy. Once again, all links are in the description below. You can find them in my description. There is all the credit that is being given to them. But make sure you smack that like button and subscribe today to join the club. And God bless. Thank you all for watching. Alright, party people. You know how we rock. Get out there on the dance floor and show Skylight what you got.